Dear students, welcome to Basic Science class. We are discussing about the life of flowers. Let's revise the points that we have already studied. Okay, let's start together. Flowers are the reproductive organs of plants. The important parts of a flower are calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. The male reproductive organ of a flower is androecium and that of female organ is gynoecium. Pollination is the process of transfer of pollen grains from the androecium to the stigma of gynoecium. It is of three types: self-pollination, cross-pollination, and artificial pollination. Pollinating agents helps in pollination. Biotic pollinating agents like insects, honeybees, butterflies, and birds like hummingbird, animals like bats, etc. are examples of biotic pollinating agents. Abiotic pollinating agents include dewdrops, wind, and water. Then next, after the pollination, pollen grains grows through the style to reach ovary. This process of joining of pollen grains with ovules are called fertilization. Fertilized ovule becomes seeds and ovary becomes fruit. Then we studied about monoecious plants. When male flower and female flower are present in same plant, that plant is called as a monoecious plant. Example is pumpkin. Then is dioecious plants. When male flower and female flower are seen in separate plants, it is called dioecious plant. Example, nutmeg and date palm. So in the plant history, we learned up to the formation of fruit. Okay. So we studied that fruits are developed from flowers. In fruit formation, an ovary develops to a fruit and ovules becomes the seeds. So let's consider about the mango fruit. In our mango fruit, mango flowers seen as groups, otherwise called as inflorescence. Inflorescence means pungula or clusters. Many flowers are seen in this inflorescence. Each flower have an ovary and each flower after fertilization develops to fruit. So one flower develops to one fruit. Watermelon, pumpkin, cucumber are also like this. A single flower have single ovary and this forms a single fruit. This single ovary may contain many ovules. So these fruits may have many seeds in it. But in mango there is one seed, but others have many seeds. This type of fruits are called as simple fruits. Mango, coconut, bitter gourd, cucumber, pumpkin, watermelon, etc. are examples of simple fruits. Simple fruits are fruits formed from a single flower. A single flower having a single ovary give rise to simple fruit. But in some flowers, single flowers consist of more than one ovary. So each ovary develops to a fruit. So a single flower gives rise to many fruits. Polyalthia and custard apple are examples of this type of fruits and are called aggregate fruits. This type of fruits are called aggregate fruits. A single flower having more than one ovary and develops to many fruits. So a single flower gives rise to many fruits. This type of fruits are called aggregate fruits. Did you see Polyalthia tree? It's a garden tree used in garden for ornamental purposes. This tree have a single flower give rise to a cluster of fruits or group of fruits. Custard apple is also like this. Do you know this custard apple? Each single flower forms a group of fruits together forms the custard apple. So Polyalthia fruit and custard apple are examples of aggregate fruits. So here is our first activity. Activity number 1. Write short notes on simple fruits and aggregate fruits with examples. Write short notes on simple fruits and aggregate fruits with examples. So simple fruits are fruits develops from a single flower. Single flower develops to a single fruit is called a simple fruit. And aggregate fruits are developed from single flowers, but it have many ovaries. So each ovary develops to a single fruit, and as a whole it forms an aggregate fruit. Okay, but we know that certain small flowers are seen as inflorescence. It's an adaptation to the flower because small flowers cannot attract pollinating agents because they are very small. These small flowers are seen as clusters, so they can easily attract pollinating agents. Pollination is also made easy. In some plants, this inflorescence as a whole develops to a single fruit. This inflorescence means pungula, develops as a whole to a single fruit. This type of fruits are called multiple fruits. Let's consider the example of jackfruit. Observe the inflorescence of jackfruit tree. This tree have inflorescence similar to the jackfruit fruit. It has two inflorescence, that is male flowers and female flowers seen as separate clusters. Aan പൂങ്കുലയും pen പൂങ്കുലയും ഉണ്ട്. These two groups covered together in a covering. After pollination, the male flowers or the male inflorescence falls. The female flower inflorescence as a whole develops to a single fruit we are called jackfruit. The main axil of the inflorescence becomes central axis of jackfruit. We call it as ചക്കക്കൂഞ്ഞി എന്നൊക്കെ പറയില്ലേ. Each single flower develops to fruit called ചക്കച്ചുള. Single flower develops to single fruits called chakachula. The ovules develops to the seeds called the seeds of jackfruit. We call it as chakakuru. It is a seed of that plant. So the ovule develops to seed called chakakuru. Single flowers develops to fruit called chakachula. Unfertilized flowers, they cannot become fruits. So they becomes chakkachavini. Jackfruit is an example for multiple fruits. The other examples are pineapple, mulberry, breadfruit. We call it as kadachakka or shemachakka. Fig fruit. We call it as attipazham. Okay, these are examples for multiple fruits. In multiple fruits, so the examples for multiple fruits are pineapple, mulberry, breadfruit and fig fruit. So here comes our activity number 2. What are multiple fruits? Give examples. What are multiple fruits? Write short notes with the examples. So in this class we have studied about fruits. Simple fruits are fruits developed from a single flower. Examples are mango, pumpkin, bitter gourd, pea, etc. Second one is aggregate fruits. Aggregate fruits are fruits developed from single flowers having more than one ovary. Examples are polyalthia fruit and custard apple. Multiple fruits are the fruits developed from an inflorescence and the fruits are covered as a whole to form a single fruit. Examples are jackfruit, breadfruit, fig fruit, pineapple, etc. So here is our third activity. Activity number 3. Write about 5 common fruits in your locality and find out in which group it belongs. Write about 5 common fruits in your locality and find out in which group it belongs. That is, find if it is a simple fruit or aggregate fruit or multiple fruit. Okay, this is enough for today. Rest in the next class. Okay.